Professor Monda, walk us through what goes on behind the scenes for President-elect during the period before he is sworn in.
So there's a handover from one administration to the other, obviously from the Joe Biden team to the Donald Trump team. As a former president, Donald Trump is still privy to the daily classified information that goes to all presidents and former presidents. But it's interesting to note that Susie Wiles was nominated as Trump's White House chief of staff. So that's an important, nomination, an important appointment from Trump, because she's been a loyalist to the Republicans for many years. She's worked with Rick Scott, the governor of Florida, and she stood with Trump from 2015 till the present day. So I think part of her job will also be to coordinate that handover from the Biden administration into the Trump administration.
And what would you say would be the key tasks for the incumbent President Joe Biden in ensuring a smooth transition from his administration to Trump's?
I think one of the big ones here was not so much the political questions, but to calm his supporters. And I think Joe Biden has done an excellent job about that. Kamala Harris conceded the election. She was swept in all 7 swing states. And in the popular votes, the Republicans won the Senate, and they are on course to win the House. Joe Biden has asked the country to stay calm. But I think also just in terms of, speaking one-on-one with Donald Trump, updating him on the global hotspots, be that the Ukraine-Russia war, the crisis in Gaza, and obviously issues with trade and with China, but also on domestic policy in terms of the state of the economy and other issues around governance of the states. I think that communication is very important between the president and the president-elect.
Yeah, so you mentioned that, and indeed we know that previously when Trump was president, he was seen to be a very close ally of Russia's President Vladimir Putin. And that war between Russia and Ukraine is still ongoing. And we also have now, like you mentioned, the Middle East war, the Israeli-Gaza, Lebanon war, and even in Africa, the war in Sudan. How do you think President-elect Trump is likely to address these issues?
I think Trump's bigger focus will be on ending the war between Ukraine and Russia. And unfortunately, Ukraine comes to the diplomatic table with a weaker hand, because Trump has already said that he wants the war to end. So the Russians know that the U.S. does not want to continue to support Ukraine. I think on the Israel-Palestinian crisis, Arab Americans will also be disappointed, because Netanyahu is very close to Donald Trump. The Republicans have shown that they're going to almost give a carte blanche, an open lane for the Israelis to do whatever they need to do in terms of eliminating Hamas and Hezbollah. But unfortunately, I also think a lot of crises in Africa, in particular in Sudan, usually during Republican administrations, Africa tends to be marginalized in particular. And I don't think that crisis will get any particular immediate attention, maybe in the long term. But Trump's immediate interest, I think, would really be about the Ukraine-Russia war, because of all the billions of dollars that have been spent there, over 100 billion, and also the crisis in Gaza, because that's a geostrategic core area for the U.S.